Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Point Racing Round 2, Tier 1. Tonight we got these gentlemen taking on the 5.278 kilometer 14 corner circuit with 4 DRS zones around the Albert Park circuit. We're about ready to jump into some short qualifying here, and a 50% race tonight here in the Tier 1 division. After last week, we saw Alfa Romeo take home the most points in the Constructors, with Alpine coming in second. Red Bull followed behind with 15 points, Ferrari with 15 in fourth, AlphaTauri in fifth with 12 points, the Aston Martin in sixth with 8 points, Mercedes with 5 points in seventh. And we got some rain here in qualifying, so this will make things actually pretty interesting. So just see who comes out on circuit first. But Born Ready did take the victory last week with Captain. I gotta look at the other driver standings here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at all that real quick. But we got some folk coming out onto the circuit. My apologies, a little behind. Silos is the first car out on circuit in the Haas. He's got the Visa Cash App Red Bull followed right behind him here as they are making their way in through Sector 1, turns 3 and 4. No DRS will be activated at the start of qualifying. Potential chance of it drying up by the end of qualifying and getting ourselves maybe some fast laps down in some dry weather, but for the time being it looks like intermediates might be okay. That Visa Cash App Red Bull is following awfully close to Silos there, so he's going to want to make sure they have the separation here before they get the lap started. Jump on board with Silos as he's making his way through the final few corners here and off the exit of turn 12 into 13 and 14 we go. He's gonna get ready to turn that hot lap on off the exit of turn 1. He is using that overtake. Maxed out 190 miles an hour all the way down into 4th gear. Let that car slide right into the apex of. He's gonna get all the way down into 3rd gear. Comes off the exit we go. Through turn 4, now he's gonna carry as much speed as he can. 0.5 so far through sector 1. He is now gonna carry his speed down this long left-hand bend into turn 9 and 10. The really fast chicane here in the middle of the track. Splits the 10 towards turn 11. Heavy on the brakes all the way down into 3rd gear. And back on the power we are. Coming into the final few corners. We'll see how he is looking here for his first lap in qualifying. And he's making his way through turn 14. Trying to keep that car under control. Gets back on the power. And making his run down the long start-finish straight. And he comes across with a 127.6, but immediately topped by LB the GOAT with a 27.3. Master goes to the top with a 25.7, so he immediately jumps up. And Mercedes goes into pit lane, jump on board with Shankadelic here. Last week he had a great race for himself in Bahrain to start the season. A few mistakes there. But I believe he did finish top 3. Anime Boy up into the top 4 in qualifying so far. Osmanian Devil with a 128.2. Shankadelic is making his way around the final few corners here as he's going to put that power down, making a run towards the start-finish line. And you got Haas 3 and 4 up at the top with Bonget coming across. Shankadelic jumps into P2 there. in the Red Bull, and he's looking pretty good for the Red Bull team. Alan J, though, in the kickstart Sauber, he is getting his flying lap underway on board with Big Mannery as he's making his way off the exit. Was making a late comeback last week in Bahrain. I believe it was him that was making the late comeback and did fortunately bottle the car on the penultimate lap. But Big Mannery up into the top 2 so far, nearly 3/10 outside of Master for that pole position. Alan J's making his way through Sector 2, Echo Alice as well. Like Me or Not is coming through on board with Deco as he's coming through turns 13 and 14 now. He's getting ready to set himself a benchmark. Just a little slide into turn 14. Now he's making his run towards the start-finish line. See where he puts himself, 128.8. Not exactly where he wants to be here to start qualifying. As we're on board with Echo Alice, had a great performance last week inside the top 5. Making his way off the exit of turn 14. Got the long straight in front of him. And he's going to burn the rest of the battery he's got as he comes across the line. And up to P3 he is with a 126.4. Just slides right in front of Shankadelic by 25,000. As Shankadelic is now making his way through Sector 1. He's going to come across. Is he improving? Yes, he's nearly 3.5 up on his time there. LB the GOAT does not appear to be up on a time at all. Shiesty's in pit lane. Silos is coming off the exit of turn 14. He is going to get a little bit of a tow. Master up to the top of the charts with a 125.3. Silos does improve on his time up into the P5 position. Raptor looks like he's on a lap for the time being. Jump on board with Satsi here. He's actually just starting a lap there. Some more movement going on. And Deco Bereza is not on a lap. Trying to find somebody who's on a lap here. Osmanian Devil might be started a lap there. Silos is making his way through Sector 1. Shankadelic comes across. He does improve on his time and goes up into P2 at a 125.6. So nearly a tenth faster than Yo Prime there in the P3 position. So great lap by Shankadelic. Echo Alice is making his way around the final few corners here to start his second lap here in qualifying. Got the temperature more in those tires. LB the Ghost making his way through Sector 3. He's got 3 more corners in front of him. See if he can keep it under control. Off the exit of 13. Swings that car through turn 14. Gonna come off the exit using the rest of the battery. Got stored. Comes across the line and does improve 9/10 of a second and jumps up into the P7 position. So nice lap from him. Our Manson is making his way through. Asian Kid still hasn't put down a lap at all. But Manson is making his way off the exit of turn 14. And he's going to come across the line. And it looks like he's going to be starting his lap here. All the way down to third gear. Lets the car slide through turn 2. Going to burn some more of that energy stored up in that car. Heavy on the brakes at about 120 meters or so. All the way down to third gear. Coming through turn 4. Car gets a little slide off the exit of turn 4. Now coming through 5. He's going to make his run into the really fast chicane here of turn 6 and 7. And then the very long straight of turn 8. That's going to carry him into the fast chicane. Through sector 2 split. How is he looking here? He's 2 seconds up on his best time, so not really enough to move him up the leaderboard yet, but let's see what he's looking here as he's coming into sector 3, all the way down into third gear off the exit now, making his way into turn 12. No traffic in front of him. He ran a few outlaps here, so he should have the car figured out by this point as he's making his way through the final corner. Gonna put that power down as soon as possible, burn the rest of that battery as he's making his run towards the start finish line, and he's gonna come across, finds enough improvement to put himself up into the P15 position. Does appear Sotsy is on a lap here as he's making his run through sector 2. Let's see if he has any improvement as he comes across the sector 2 split. And he's up a tenth on his time, and Big Man retakes a fastest lap of a 124.6 with 7 minutes to go in qualifying. As Sotsy is now making his way into turn 11. Really jumps the curb there in turn 11. He's going to carry and throws the car through turn 12. Gets really loose off the exit. Just trying to keep everything under control. He's looking to get a tow from the Haas in front of him as he's making his run towards the line. And he comes across, got improvement, but not enough to jump anywhere up the leaderboard. Silos did get out of the way as he is LB to go improved on his time, but not enough. He did jump Silos there for the P7 position. Shiesty is making his way through sector 3 of turn 12, gets really deep in turn 13. Off the exit, gonna put the power down, burns the rest of the battery as he's heading toward level. Is on a lap here, coming off the exit of turn 4. Now through 5, gonna carry as much speed as he can into the chicane of turn 6. Nobody close enough in front to get any sort of a tow from them. He's now going to come around turn 8. Is he improving through sector 2? We will see momentarily here. Though the rain has appeared to lighten up, there's only going to be a dry line. He's got a half a second improvement on his time, so significant amount of improvement. Going to put him inside the top 10 if he can keep control of the car as he's making his way through turn 11 here. He's got 3 more corners to go. Into turn 12, or turn 13. Now he's going to make his way off the exit of the final corner. Going to put that power down, up through the gears, coming across the line. Where does he put himself? Into the top 10 with a 126.7. So a great lap by Osmanian Devil. He's got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go to put down another lap. Raptor's going to dive into pit lane. How we doing, Bootsy? Barget is making his way through sector 1. Currently not on a lap right now. On board with that Asian kid. Appears he is on a lap. It looks like as he's making his way through sector 1. So let's jump back up here in pit lane. Invalidated. On board with Master OG. He was 7/10 up, but that slide in turn 12 might cost him that time off the edge of the turn 14. Using all of the track as he's coming towards the line. Is it enough? And it is. He takes pole position by 4/10 of a second so far over Big Manry. So great lap by Master. Yo Prime unfortunately invalidated. Shankadelic is making his way through sector 1 here. Like me or not, is on a lap, and we do get some rain, Bootsy, that's correct. I wonder how the race is gonna be. Like me or not, through sector 2, he's 2/10 up on his time, making his way now through sector 3. Into turn 11 we go, heavy on the brakes, all the way down into 4th gear. trying to avoid as much wheel spin as he can get off the exit of some of these corners as he's making his way through turn 13. 3 minutes to go of qualifying. Off the exit of 14. This is possibly going to be his last run here in the qualifying session as he comes across the line and improves up into the P7 position with a 126 flat. Pastana is not on a lap. Master just comes out of pit lane to start his final lap here. Shankadelic is getting ready to start his final lap. Sotsi is also starting his final lap now as he's making his run towards turn 1. Anime Boy is in pit lane, so let's jump on board with Sotsi here. See how he is looking through sector 1 as he is on the brakes into turn 3. He's now going to slide this car through turn 4, and he actually jumps out of the way, so he's going to let the McLaren go through, and it appears Master OG spun. Not exactly sure what happened there. The Red Bull of Shankadelic is making his way through Sector 1. Any improvement on his time? He is 2/10 up on his time. So he's looking to put himself into the second row for the time being. Does have a Haas driver in front of him. He's coming up onto the left-hand side, and the Haas does move over. Lets him through Sector 2. 3.5 up. Purple Sector 2. Now he needs to have a solid final sector here if he wants to contend for that pole position. All the way down into second gear. Through turn 11 we go. He's going to carry as much speed as he can through the final 3 corners. Is he gaining on his time? Off the exit of turn 14. And for the final time as he's coming towards the line. 48 seconds. And he's going to cross the line. And only good enough to put him in that P4 position. But there you have it. Master is going to retire in pit lane. Big Manry, though, is on a lap. Got a purple Sector 1 so far as he's making his run in towards the Sector 2 split. Let's see where he is at as he comes across it. He's 3/10 up on his time. We're going to continue to ride on board with him as he's making his run through the finals, or through Sector 3 for the final time here in the short qualifying of 18 minutes. Alan J has retired from the session. Coming through turn 12 into turn 13. Got one more corner to go. Off the exit he goes, heading towards the start-finish line for the final time. And he's going to come across, and he takes pole away. And he's got it by 93 hundredths of a second. And we're on board with Shankadelic, who's going to dive into pit lane. Thoughtsy to the line. Unfortunately invalidated, so he's not on a lap. Castana is not on a lap. Silos making his way through Sector 1 here. He's going to come across Sector 1. Is he on a lap? No. Shiesty in Sector 3 coming into the final 2 corners, and he's going to dive into pit lane. Anybody on a lap here? The McLaren of Anime Boy off the exit, and he's heading towards the line, and he jumps up into the P13 position, so a good lap from him. Echo Alex dives into pit lane. Castana's also into pit lane. So there you have it, folks. That is your qualifying here at Albert Park Circuit in Melbourne, Australia. You got Big Manry taking the pole position with Master in P2, Echo Alex in 3rd, Shankadelic 4th, Yo Prime in 5th, Sopsy in 6th, Castana 7th, LB to go 8th, Silos in 9th, Shiesty 10th, Osmanian Devil 11th, Like Mirror Mountain 12th, Anime Boy 13th, Deco Bazera in 14th, Manson Sim in 15th, and I will get the rest of them for you here in just a moment. Alright, so Deco in 14th, Manson Sim in 15th, Bonga 16th, Alan J 17th, Raptor 18th, and the Asian Kid rounds out your grid here in Australia. Looking forward to the action. I was actually wrong. After round one, my apologies, Mercedes. So I'm going to go through the points real quick. So Mercedes, 45 points. Alfa Romeo in second with 33. Ferrari in third with 27. McLaren fourth with 18. Alpine with 18 tied in that fifth position. Williams with 16 and sixth. Red Bull seventh with 16. AlphaTauri's got 12 and 8th. Haas with 9 and Aston Martin with 9. That was after round one. Standings. Uh, yeah, I'm all mixed up here. I'm giving you guys wrong information. Oops. I'll give you more accurate information next week. I'm all mixed up. Cause yeah. Yep. Alright, so we should be getting started momentarily here. It looks like we're going to have a dry start to the Grand Prix as it did rain in the qualifying session, so there was no DRS in the play for qualifying. But momentarily we should be rolling here. And it looks like we are starting the formation lap here. Pull up the tires. So Master is the only one starting on a set of soft tires. Everybody else on a set of medium. And you got Silos and Anime Boy both on a set of hard tires here in Australia. As we're all making our way through the field to start our formation lap, get the tires up to temperature here. And the Albert Park Circuit Grand Prix will go underway. So these are the tires here, as Big Manry did take pole position on his final lap in qualifying with a 124.107, and D-Master finished in second with a 124.2 out of qualifying here. Everybody is making their way through Sector 3. Your two leaders really took off from the rest of the grid. Very aggressive formation lap to get those tires up to temperature. And everybody else is just slowly coming in behind. And here we go, and unfortunately Master and Echo disqualified on their formation lap here, so that's not good for them, as they will be starting on some cold tires. Alan J joins that club as well, and the lights are about to start clicking on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 red, 5 red lights, and the lights are off, and we are to the races, and it appears Big Manry did get a great jump up in the front. He is going to lead us into turn 1. Master still peeking down to the inside, and everybody is making their way through. We got quite a bit of folks heading through the grass, but it looks to be everyone is keeping their nose straight here as we're making our way into turn 3. We got some action going on. Manry is holding off the soft tires of Master in that P2 position. Shuffling going on as Asian Kid had gained 2 spots on the start. You see your race strategies, mediums to hards or soft mediums to hards. So will somebody try the 2-stop strategy here? As Master is closed up to the rear diffuser, going through the inside, heading into turn 10, and he is going to take over the lead of the Grand Prix in Sector 2, as we're now making our way through Sector 3, heading towards turn 11, and you got the two leaders battling, towing along Satsi in that P3 position, who did have a 1-3 Mercedes last week between Satsi and Castana, so they are leading the constructors, and you already got one Mercedes back into the top 3 to start tonight, and they're already, DRS is going to be activated this time through, heading down into turn 1. Following along, nobody is close enough to make a move through turn 1. Everybody staying within a second. Deco Bereza Becerra wants to get closer. He's 9/10 out, almost breaking out of that DRS group here in front of him. Your leaders are not shuffling anywhere for the time being, but this is going to be the time to start making moves, as Big Manry is hanging on tight within a half a second. He is going to open up the DRS flap here as he's making his run towards turn 9, and he does have the Mercedes right behind him as well. Into turn 9 we go, and everybody's getting through cleanly. Big Manry goes a little wide off of exit of turn 10, heading down into turn 11. He's going to go to the inside, side by side through turn 11. And the Mercedes closes right back up to the rear diffuser of that Ferrari in front of him. He's going to peek down to the inside. He's not close enough to make a move. The Red Bull is closed back up to stop C now. DRS wide open, and here goes, I want to say that is Joe Prime down to the inside of Echo Allet. And is he going to make the move side by side into turn 1? And it looks like Joe Prime is already going to have a 3-second time penalty for track limits there. Big Manry still hanging on to the back of Master OG. Master wants to use the soft tires to his advantage. He needs to get out to a quick start now and try and break out of DRS, but with it being activated on the first lap, it kind of, or after the first lap, kind of keeps everybody in touch. Making our way through the DRS zone here in Sector 2. Is there going to be a move from Manry? As he's closing up to the back of Master, he's going to continue to follow through here. Off the exit of turn 10, he's going to open up that rear diffuser, closing up to the back, down to the inside, completes the move into the braking zone. Master goes onto the grass, and that's going to force him to go wide, and into the wall he goes. Very unfortunate. He did lose an end plate there. So now he is on the soft tires, potentially looking to box to get off of those softs and replace that front wing, but he is actually going to stay out here in the P6 position under attack from Castana heading down into turn 1. Stotsky was peeking down to the inside. Castana is going to get through the inside of Master into turn 1, complete that move up into the P6 position. He does have DRS as turn 1, or the DRS from the start-finish straight carries into the DRS zone after turn 2. Silos is making a move on Shiesty. He completes that move. Shiesty is trying to defend off LB the Goat. LB the Goat's actually falling down the field. Osmanian Devil was able to complete, wow, 10-second penalty between Raptor KK and our Manson Sim. A collision in the back. Not exactly sure what's going on, as we got some action here between the Visa Cash App of Red LB the Goat going down the inside of Osmanian Devil into turn 9. Everybody's still trying to keep it within line here off the exit of turn 10. And some more side-by-side action between the Williams and the Ferrari. Into turn 11 we go. And Deco Becerra is going to lose that spot. Master down into 11th, dealing with that end plate missing on the McLaren. And the Williams with a late move down to the inside of the Ferrari. And he's going to continue to fall behind. And oh no, Master has crashed out. No, what happened there? Not too sure. Don't know if Master's car just did not ghost or what happened. It seemed to have pulled up a major pile up there off the exit of turn 14, and that's going to bring out your virtual safety car here on lap 5 of 29 in Australia. So now we do have a full course safety car, so anybody who is looking to run a two-stop strategy, this is the opportunity to box, but at the same time, not exactly sure what the plan is going to be into play for all these leaders. Seem to have a game glitch, because now it just put Raptor KK up into the lead. Should probably adjust when everybody gets to the line. Nope. Oh, yeah, it fits itself. We do have some pit lane takers here between Yo Prime. He's going to go in, put on a set of medium tires, a brand new set of medium tires. LB the GOAT is in the pit lane, no wing change there. Alan J will be getting a new wing. And I think our Manson Sim will also be looking to get a new wing as well. So very chaotic first few laps. Everybody's starting to get settled in here. And we go to a white wall tire of the hard tires for our Manson Sim. So LB the GOAT, Bongit, Sim, Allen, and Raptor all on a set of hard. Raptor does dive into pit lane once again. And he is going to serve his 10-second time penalty and come back out onto the circuit on a set of medium tires. Making our way through Sector 3 here. Safety car came out on lap 5. Master went to go into pit lane and unfortunately carried too much speed that the car just crashed off a pit lane as it ended up in the middle of the circuit and collected 2 more drivers. So full course safety car on lap 5. We're currently just waiting up the back of the field to catch back up, and then we can get back to some green flag action around Australia. Big Manry, let's check out your biggest movers here. Saucy up 4 positions. Yo Prime has lost 6 positions. That Asian kid has gained 7. LB the GOAT has lost 6 positions. And unfortunately, Master there with the DNF all the way down in P19 started in the top 3. Ashley on the front row alongside Big Manry. Tried doing the soft tire strategy to start and unfortunately picked up some wing damage and DNF. So he is down in that P19 position. Long season, so he still had plenty of time to make up all the points that he lost tonight. But very unfortunate start to his season. We're making our way through Sector 3. Raptor KK should be catching up to the back of the grid here momentarily. It looks like safety car late call to go in turn 13 there, so Manry's really got to slow him up off of turn 14. And it looks like we are big collisions going on in the back of the grid here. Back under green flag, down into turn 1 we go. We got the Ferrari leading the Mercedes of Saucy in P2 with Shankadelic following behind in that 3rd place. Saucy's close right up. Yo Prime swapping with his teammate, and he's gonna go on the attack around down to the inside of the Ferrari in front of him into turn 3. Still side by side, looking to get the exit off of turn 4, making his way through the inside of turn 5, and Prime up inside the top 10, now running in that 9th position, looking to put the pressure on Osmanian Devil. Saucy is all over the rear diffuser. He's going to go to the right hand side of Big Manry side by side as we're heading down into turn 9. Around the outside to the inside, still side by side, plenty of space given off of exit. And Satsy's going to take the lead, but here comes the Red Bull flying around the outside into the braking zone. Little bit of a lockup from Satsy in front. And it looks like that Ferrari wants to keep it down to the inside of turn 12, and he's going to fall right back in line behind. Off the exit of turn 14, we got about a 5-6 car train here in the front. Prime and Osmanian Devil are battling, and it looks like Osmanian Devil's going to hold off Prime as they're making their run down into turn 1. And you got the Ferrari of Like Me or Not peeking in there as well, going side by side with Yo Prime off the exit of turn 2. And it looks like Yo Prime and Osmanian Devil's hanging on to that P8 and P9 for the time being. DRS has been activated once again here on lap 9 as we're making our way through turn 6 and 7, the chicane, and we're going to get DRS to Big Manry in that P2 position, who's trying to hang on nice and tight to the Mercedes in front of him. He's got the rear flap wide open, closing up to the rear diffuser. Is he going to be looking to make a move into the chicane? No, he is not. He's going to continue to fall behind. Off the exit we go. Still have DRS making the run into turn 11, goes to the left-hand side, into the braking zone we go. Plenty of space given, and it looks like the Mercedes is going to fall down into that P2 position. Yo Prime did jump up into 7th. Osmanian Devil lost the position to Shiesty, as now Osmanian Devil's fallen to the P9 position. Raptor KK is making his way through Bonga here as he's now rounding through turn 13 and 14. Down the start, finish straight, and it looks like you got Like Me or Not to putting on attack on Osmanian Devil in front of him, and Osmanian Devil is gonna defend there as we're heading into turn 3. Like Me or Not wants to peek down into the inside, force Osmanian Devil to go a little bit deep, gives them a good run through turn 4. Osmanian Devil is dropping since the restart of the Grand Prix here. Yo Prime is chasing down Steelos in front of him in that Haas as they're making their run, but Shankadelic is looking around the outside of Satsy, and he's not going to be close enough to make the move. Into turn 11, any movement from your leaders? No, everybody's going to follow along, but Yo Prime down to the inside of Steelos. Echo Alex got a better exit off of turn 11, and has jumped up into that P3 position now. Into turn 13 and 14, he's now a second and a half outside of that P2 position, so he is not going to have the DRS down the start finish straight to defend off. From behind him, Shiesty dives into pit lane. Into turn 1, Echo Alex does defend off. Shankadelic behind. LB the Goat sitting in 10th. He's looking to make a move, potentially down the inside. Deco Becerra defending off that Asian kid. Little bit of a wheel tap off the exit now of turn 5 coming. And we got 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th all battling for position here on the circuit. Back up to the front. Satsy is still within a second. Shankadelic is going to overtake Echo Alex, uses the DRS to his advantage. Is he going to have it down into turn 11? No, he is not. Echo Alex will. And it looks like they're not going to be able to gain any more time to the cars in front. Actually gained about a tenth and a half there off the exit of turn 11. Some battling going on between Anime Boy and Alan J. Into turn 11, a little bit of a wheel tap between the two cars. They both get control of their vehicles. Into turn 12 and 13 we go. Back up to the front. Satsy is trying to use that DRS to hang on to Big Manry here, as he's got the DRS wide open. A good run down into turn 3, but he's not close enough to try and make a move stick there. Echo Alex is tagging along with Castana and Yo Prime right behind him. Yo Prime has showed exceptional speed since the restart. He's gained quite a bit of position. Saucy with a 3-second time penalty. But it looks like Yo Prime here is all over the rear diffuser of Castana. As we're heading into the DRS zone, the flaps are wide open, making our run. Saucy and Big Mannery have swapped positions here into turn 9, and it looks like Saucy is going to carry the DRS down into turn 11. Yeah, big 3-second penalty for Saucy. Yo Prime did take over Castana into that top 5. Osmanian Devil with a 3-second time penalty as well. And we're making our way down the start-finish straight to complete lap 12. Saucy is going to lead us on to lap 13. Yo Prime is putting the pressure on Echo Alex here inside the top 5. Just under 2/10 there. And now we're making our way towards turn 3. A lot of these folks up in the front still have not bought, so we are going to be seeing a set of green flag stops come through here as Saucy and Mannery are battling for the lead. On lap 13, just under halfway, Echo Alex got Yo Prime all over his rear diffuser. Unfortunately, does, but Prime is much closer to use the slipstream. Saucy and Mannery have swapped positions once again, and these two are just going back and forth down the DRS straight every lap to see if they can extend their gap. Castana's trying to hang within a second of Yo Prime here, just outside of it. Silos in that P7 position is looking to try and catch up to Castana in front of him. You got LB the GOAT in 8th, Like Me or Not sitting in P9, that Asian kid in 11th, and you got Shankadelic has dived into pit lane. He's gonna go to a set of white wall tires on the hards. Prime and Echo Alex battling for that P3 position, and it appears that Prime has jumped up into 3rd place, and now he's gonna carry that momentum and see if he can start to close the gap up to Saucy in front of him. Shankadelic does come out in P8, but he is immediately under attack from Anime Boy. However, Anime Boy is not far enough alongside to take that position from him. He's got some cold tires on. Shankadelic does. Alan J unfortunately retires in pit lane. Very unfortunate from him. Saucy is still battling with Mannery. He's going to go through the inside. And now into turn 11, he's going to take over the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 14. Into turn 12 we go. Are either one of the leaders going to dive into pit lane here? It does not. Oh, both of them jumped into pit lane together. And they thought they were going to play this out. Oh, Mannery almost got into the back of Saucy there into pit lane. Prime is now going to take over the lead. He's going to stay out one more lap. Silos is going to continue to stay out as well. He started on a set of hard tires, so he's going to be looking to go to a softer compound on the second half of the Grand Prix here, as Saucy comes out in P4 with Big Mannery right behind him. Shankadelic is 3.5 seconds, and he's actually closing up awfully close, under 3 seconds now to the leaders in front, or your provisional leaders of Saucy and Mannery. Bonga does get by Raptor KK. He's now inside the top 10 on the set of hard tires as well. Is Mannery going to use the DRS to his advantage as he's getting ready to open it up right about now? And they're going to be looking to continue to tow each other along. Mannery around the right hand side of Saucy into turn 9 off the exit of turn 10. And he's going to carry as much speed as he can into turn 11 with Saucy right behind him. Castana is still on the rear diffuser of Echo Alex in front of him. And Shankadelic is down to 2.6 seconds off the back of Sotsy. Yo Prime's going to dive into pit lane. He's going to come out on a set of white wall hard tires as well. Silos and LB the Goat will stay out. Manry and Sotsy up back into P3 and 4 respectively. Shankadelic's going to come out right in front of Yo Prime. Prime's going to come out in that P6 spot on a set of fresher compound hard tires. And he's looking to now chase down Shankadelic here in that P5 position. Purple sector 1 for Sotsy here, so the toe is helping him. Is he going to be able to get a fast lap? As he is now closing up to the back of Manry. He's got the DRS flap wide open, making the run towards turn 9. Into the braking zone we go, off the exit of 10. Heading down into 11, using the DRS to his advantage once again. He's not going to be close enough to make the move down into the inside of turn 11. Although Castana is battling with the Anime Boy, he's going to go down to the inside. And he's going to jump into the P8 position with Echo Alex right in his sight. So these two are just continuously following each other around here in Australia. Sotsy sets the fastest lap with a 1:18.4. Castagna seems to have gotten a little slow out of the exit of turn 13. And now he's going to use that DRS to pull him back up to the back. Sotsy peeks down to the inside of, he's got some lag problems going on right now. Hopefully it will correct itself here off the exit of turn 5. And it seems to have fixed itself, thankfully. So he's still riding in that P4 position here on Big Manry, trying to chase him down. And he's got to extend out over a 3-second gap. Two leaders, LB the Goat and Silos, have lost a lot of time to Manry and Sotsy, who are on fresher tires for the second stint here, as they're making their way off the exit of turn 10. Castana is going to go around the outside of Echo Alex up into the P7 position, and off the exit of turn 10 he goes. And we got some more action going on back here as Bongit, Like Me or Not, and Raptor are all fighting for position. Looks like Bongit inside the top 10 for the time being hunted down by the Ferrari right behind him of Like Me or Not. Silos is going to dive into pit lane. LB the Goat is going to stay out. And here comes Manry down to the inside into turn 1. Sotsy is also going to go through the inside. And that's going to force LB the Goat to drop back into P3. He might be costing himself way too much time here by staying out on those hard tires. Some action going on here with Like Me or Not. Made it around Bongit. Bongit is going to look to put the fight back on him, carrying as much speed as he can to turn 3. But he doesn't have the DRS from the start-finish straight. Echo Alex is still looking to put that pressure on Castana here. Bongit with a 3-second time penalty. Asian Kid did get around the outside of turn 3 on Shiesty into the P14. Echo Alex and Castana are battling for position as well. You see some tire life. So here's the tire life right now. Anime Boy does need a box for a new set of tires. LB the Goat's really going to be extending it on his set of hard tires. Raptor on a set of mediums and Bongit on a set of 12-lap-old hards. So everybody has gone through, but we do have some folks that still need a bot, such as Anime Boy in the McLaren. He's making his way through. See if he jumps into pit lane on this time. It doesn't look like he wants to, so the McLaren is going to stay out. Or no, he does go into pit lane. So he is in pit lane getting ready to put on a new set of tires. But in the meantime, there's your tire life. And we will go back to the screen. Sotsy is still a half a second off of Manry. Shankadelic here is chasing down LB the Goat. And around the outside, into turn 9 and 10. Off the exit. The run down into turn 11. So Manry and Stotze here have been fighting for the lead this whole Grand Prix. Shankadelic is now looking to chase him down. On a set of older tires, LB the Goat is going to dive into pit lane. Castana is still putting that pressure on Echo Alex here. And it looks like they're going to be fighting for the top 5 position. As it looks like Echo Alex is going to hold off down the start-finish straight into turn 1. Now he's got to hold him off going down into turn 3. Stotze is about to get DRS to Manry in front of him. He's about to open up that rear flap. Yes, he does. Down the inside he goes. Into turn 9. He is going to get the DRS to carry all that speed all the way into turn 11. Castana around the inside of Echo Alex there. Up into the P5 position as well. So these guys are definitely fighting. They do need to try and find a way to keep on to a 3-second gap of Yo Prime there if they want to jump into that P4 position. Deco is getting around Raptor there, and now it is Raptor and Shiesty are going to look to hold off for charging Red Bull of Osmanian Devil behind. As we're making our way to turn 11, looks like Shiesty wants to go down into the inside, still side by side. Raptor goes awfully deep off the circuit, and that's going to cost him a lot of time and position. Echo Alex still putting the pressure on Castana. Big Manry through the chicane of turn 6 and 7. Still within a half a second of Stotze. He's going to use the DRS to close up to the back of him. Not close enough to make a move. Off the exit of turn 10, we are on lap 21 of 29. Echo Alex and Castana still fighting for the final position inside the top 5. Manry up to the rear diffuser of Stotze here as we're making our way through the final few corners. And down the start-finish straight we go. Across the line to start lap 22. Big Manry's going to peek to the inside. Not going to jump him. He's going to follow right behind. Shiesty made a mistake off the exit of turn 10. Has fallen down the field into P15. But we still got a fight going on between your two leaders of Big Manry and Stotze here as we're making our way through Sector 2. DRS wide open on Manry. He's going to go. Give him a little love tap in the rear down to the inside into turn 9. And see if that is going to compromise his run to turn 11. It appears to be so. Down to the inside. Into the braking zone, up into the lead. What a move by Manry. Stotze is going to continue to fight behind in that P2 position, also dealing with the time penalty as well. Manry would love to take the victory on the circuit though. Echo Alex and Castana still fighting each other awfully hard here for the 5th place position. And they're doing it respectively. That Asian kid, oh no, a big collision between him and appears to be Osmanian Devil. And does that pull Anime Boy into it as well? Not exactly sure. A lot of debris. Shiesty is not involved in that, but we got Anime, Asian, and Osmanian Devil all in Sector 2. And that is going to pull out a safety car here on lap 22 here in Australia. So that's going to make things very, very interesting. So everybody that has had the opportunity, Osmanian Devil has retired from the session in pit lane. The two leaders have dived into pit lane as well. Prime is going to stay out. Prime wants to stay out on the hard tires here. In that P3 position, he's going to be swallowed up by these soft runners right behind him. Like me or not, went to a set of mediums. Shiesty on a set of mediums as well. And we are making our way through Sector 2. We are under a full course safety car here on lap 24 of 29. A big collision in Sector 2 between the Red Bull McLaren and the Alpine of Osmanian Devil, Anime, and Asian Kid. Brought out a 3-car DNF. Full course safety car here, so everybody has been able to gone into the pit, put on a new set of tires. I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up here behind the safety car and we can get back under green flag. So hopefully we can get back under the green here this time through. A few more cars in the back here, the Aston Martins and the Visa Cash App Red Bulls, just waiting for them to catch up to the back of the grid here. We are in Sector 3, so we should be, I'd say we should be going back to green this time. And another late drop off of the safety car. So we'll be in this time by. Everybody's tires should be up to temperature as we are rounding through turn 13 on Big Mannery as he has been leading this Grand Prix, fighting with Sotsy off the exit of turn 14. Pedal to the metal and we are back under green. And oh, some collision between Shank. Not sure what happened there. Into turn 1 we go, and Echo Alex around the outside up into the P3 position. And it looks like Yo Prime got a really bad restart there. Now he's under attack from Shank down through the inside, around the outside, and he's going to maintain that position. But here comes Castana as well down to the inside of turn 5, hitting the Ferrari. And there goes Yo Prime falling through the order. Next on his list, he's gonna have to defend off of Silos here as we're making our way. On Castana going into turn 9, he does just that as we're now making our run in towards turn 11. Echo Alex outside of 1 second of Castana is trying to put the pressure on Like Me or Not off the exit of turn 14. Got some runs heading down into turn 1. Sotsy on the rear diffuser of Mannery into turn 1. Not close enough to make a move. Echo Alex is trying to catch back up to him. Silos is going to get by Yo Prime into turn 1. Sotsy around down the inside. Mannery looking for a little bit of a switchback. Not close enough to make that move happen. Off the exit of turn 4. We're going to stick with the leaders here. We're fighting awfully hard up here in the front. Echo Alex is now within a second. Just outside of a second. The speed here as Echo Alex now pulls into the picture. Shankadelic around his outside into that P3 position. So now we got a full race for the victory here. Castana's going to make a move on Like Me or Not around his outside into turn 9. Big Mannery down to the inside of Sotsy. Or around the outside of Sotsy into turn 11. He's going to hold off into the lead. You got Shankadelic sitting in P3 with Echo Alex in 4th. All fighting for the win here on the final few laps. We're starting the penultimate lap right about now as Big Mannery has come across the line. Into turn 1 we go. DRS is activated, so these folks will have that DRS flap wide open, making the run into turn 3. Closing up to the rear diffuser of Mannery is the Mercedes, and he's going to follow through turn 3 and 4. Coming off the exit of turn 5, and he's going to try and carry as much speed into the final, turn 6 and 7 chicane here. DRS will be open this time as they're making their run towards turn 9. Sotsy's got that flap wide open. Shankadelic right behind. Sotsy going around the outside of Mannery into the lead once again. So now Shankadelic can actually fight with Big Mannery here for the potential victory going into the final lap. Into turn 12 and 13 we go. We got one more corner before the start-finish straight for the final time here at Australia off the exit of turn 14. You got Mannery peeking down the inside. Might have got a little bit of a wheel spin off the exit there. Uses the DRS to close back up and defend off Shankadelic behind. Coming through turn 2. Now they're going to carry as much speed as they can into 3. Is Shank close enough? Nobody sees Mannery go down to the inside. Shank's now going to close up to the back of this. He's looking around the outside. We got a 3-car train fighting for the victory as we're making our way down into turn 6 and 7. Anybody going to be making a move here? And Sotsy goes a little wide off the exit of turn 7. Down into the DRS zone we go. Shank is all over that rear diffuser of the Mercedes in front of him. He's going to go around the outside. He's got the Ferrari now. Is he going to carry the momentum off the exit of turn 10 into turn 11? We will see right about now. He's got that flap wide open. He is closing up. Late move down into the inside. Not close enough. But is the DRS going to help him make that run down across the start-finish line for the race win. We got the Red Bull versus the Ferrari into turn 14. The Red Bull's going to open up that DRS flap. He's not going to get enough speed as Big Manry's going to take the victory. Shankadelic in second with Echo Alex in third. Salty fourth. Katana fifth, like me or not. LB the Goat in sixth, like me or not, seventh. Stilos eighth. Bongit ninth. Shiesty off the exit of 14. He's going to defend off the Visa Red Bull Cash App for the final point paying position. Aston Martin gets themselves a point here at Australia with Manson Sim in 11th. Deco is going to take the Williams 12 and 13th. They want to fight to the death at the line. And Raptor comes home in 15th. There you have it, folks. That was your Tier 1 here at Australia. We got Big Manry, Shankadelic, and Echo Alex rounding off your podium. Stotsy in 4th, Castana 5th, LB the Goat 6th, Like Me or Not 7th, Silos 8th, Bong at 9th, Shiesty 10th, Manson 11th, Deco 12th, Prime 13th, Raptor 14th, Tasmanian Devil 15th, 16th, Anime 17th, Asian 18th is Allen, 19th is Master, and that is your grid here in Tier 1 of High Point Racing. Round 2 at Australia next week. Tier 1 will be taking on Suzuka International Racing Course in Japan. That will be at 9 p.m. here. Short qualifying, 50% Grand Prix. Tune in on Thursday night as Tier 2 will be taking on the Melbourne circuit as well at 9 p.m. I am the Johnny Damon. I am your commentator tonight. It has been a pleasure as always. I hope you all have a great night. Take it easy.